The Detroit-Windsor Tunnel dates all the way back to 1930, but what those engineers were able to build back then is still one of only a handful like it in the world.
What if I told you that humans have built underwater highways that dive hundreds of feet beneath the ocean floor, connecting countries and continents in ways that seem almost impossible? From ancient Roman engineering that still works today to futuristic mega tunnels that cost billions of dollars, these underwater marvels will completely change how you think about what's possible beneath the waves. Stick around, because these 15 unbelievable ocean tunnels will blow your mind and change the way you think about what's possible beneath the waves. The countdown begins 15. Thames Tunnel, London, UK. Let's kick off our countdown with the grandfather of all underwater tunnels, the Thames Tunnel in London.
This is the world's first underwater banquet hall.
Built way back in 1843, this historic marvel was the world's first underwater tunnel, constructed beneath a river using a tunneling shield. What makes this tunnel absolutely fascinating is that it was built almost 200 years ago, using technology that seems primitive by today's standards, yet it's still functioning perfectly. The Thames Tunnel stretches 1,300 feet beneath the murky waters of the River Thames. And here's the crazy part. It was initially designed for horse-drawn carriages, but now carries London's East London railway line. Imagine Victorian engineers in top hats and waistcoats figuring out how to burrow beneath a major river without modern machinery. 14. Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, USA, Canada. Coming in at number 14 is the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, a cross-border marvel that connects Detroit, Michigan, with Windsor, Ontario. This 5,160-foot tunnel opened in 1930 and was actually the first underwater vehicle tunnel connecting two countries. Talk about international cooperation beneath the waves. What's mind-blowing about this tunnel is that it handles over 12 million vehicles every year, making it one of the busiest border crossings in North America. The tunnel dives 75 feet below the Detroit River, and drivers experience this surreal moment where they're literally driving beneath an international waterway while customs officers wait on both sides. 13. Sydney Harbour Tunnel, Australia. At number 13, we have Australia's engineering triumph, the Sydney Harbour Tunnel. This 1.5-mile underwater roadway opened in 1992 and connects Sydney's north and south shores beneath the famous Sydney Harbour. But here's what makes it truly special. It was built using 8 massive concrete segments that were constructed on land, then floated into position and sunk into pre-dug trenches on the harbour floor. The tunnel carries over 100,000 vehicles daily and offers drivers an incredible underwater journey beneath one of the world's most beautiful harbours. Imagine cruising beneath million-dollar yachts and cruise ships while staying completely dry. 12. Holland Tunnel, New York, New Jersey, USA.
All New York-bound traffic in the tunnel will be suspended overnight.
Number 12 takes us to the iconic Holland Tunnel, connecting Manhattan and Jersey City. When it opened in 1927, this 8,558-foot marvel was the world's first mechanically ventilated underwater vehicular tunnel. The engineering breakthrough here was solving the deadly problem of carbon monoxide poisoning in enclosed spaces. The tunnel features an incredible ventilation system with 84 massive fans that completely change the air inside every 90 seconds. Over 34 million vehicles pass through this tunnel annually, making it one of the most heavily trafficked underwater crossings in the world. The Holland Tunnel proved that underwater travel could be both safe and practical on a massive scale. 11. Monitor Merrimack Memorial Bridge. Tunnel, Virginia, USA. Coming in at number 11 is Virginia's Monitor Merrimack Memorial Bridge Tunnel, a 4.6-mile marvel that combines both bridging and tunneling technology. What makes this structure absolutely incredible is its strategic design. The tunnel section allows massive naval vessels to pass overhead while maintaining uninterrupted highway traffic flow below. This engineering masterpiece handles over 80,000 vehicles daily and features 2 separate tunnel tubes, each stretching over a mile beneath the James River. The tunnel reaches depths of 100 feet below the water's surface, and drivers experience this amazing transition from driving on a bridge high above the water to suddenly plunging beneath the waves. 10. Baltimore Harbor Tunnel, Maryland, USA.
Almost $200 million bridge project.
At number 10, we discover the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel, a 7,650-foot underwater passage that opened in 1957. This tunnel was revolutionary because it was one of the first to use the immersed tube construction method in the United States. Engineers built prefabricated tunnel sections on land, floated them to the construction site, and then carefully lowered them into position on the harbor floor. What's fascinating about this tunnel is that it carries Interstate 895 beneath the Patapsco River at depths reaching 100 feet below mean high water. The tunnel handles approximately 50,000 vehicles daily and features sophisticated pumping systems that constantly remove water seepage, a reminder that drivers are literally traveling through a tube surrounded by millions of gallons of river water. 9. Tokyo Bay Aqualine, Japan. Number 9 brings us to Japan's absolutely mind-blowing Tokyo Bay Aqualine, a 9.5-mile transportation marvel that combines both bridge and tunnel elements. What makes this structure extraordinary is its artificial island called Umihotaru, which serves as the transition point between the bridge and tunnel sections. The tunnel portion stretches for 6.2 miles beneath Tokyo Bay, reaching depths of 197 feet below sea level. Here's what's truly incredible. The tunnel was built using a massive tunnel boring machine that carved through the seabed while workers operated in pressurized conditions. Over 44,000 vehicles use this crossing daily, making it a crucial link in Japan's transportation network. 8. Bømlafjord Tunnel, Norway. At number 8, we venture into Norwegian engineering excellence with the Bømlafjord Tunnel. This 4.65-mile underwater passage reaches an incredible depth of 853 feet below sea level, making it one of the deepest road tunnels in the world when it opened in 2000. What's absolutely mind-boggling about this tunnel is that drivers descend at a steep 7% grade, creating this surreal experience of diving deep into the earth beneath a Norwegian fjord. The tunnel required removing over 2.3 million cubic meters of rock, and the pressure at its deepest point is equivalent to being 260 feet underwater. Imagine the engineering precision required to ensure this tunnel remains watertight under such immense pressure. 7. Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, Virginia, USA. Coming in at number 7 is Virginia's first major bridge tunnel complex, the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. This 3.5-mile marvel opened in 1957 and was later expanded with a parallel crossing in 1976. What makes this structure fascinating is its dual tunnel design, featuring two separate underwater passages that dive 108 feet beneath the mouth of Hampton Roads. The tunnel sections total 7,479 feet in length, and here's what's truly remarkable. Over 100,000 vehicles cross this underwater highway daily. The engineering challenge here was enormous because the tunnel had to accommodate both heavy vehicle traffic and allow massive naval vessels to pass overhead, including aircraft carriers from the nearby Norfolk Naval Base. 6. Eiksund Tunnel, Norway. Number 6 takes us back to Norway's incredible tunnel engineering with the Eiksund Tunnel. When it opened in 2008, this Flower Point 8-mile marvel became the world's deepest undersea road tunnel, plunging an astonishing 942 feet below sea level. That's deeper than the height of a 70-story skyscraper. What's absolutely incredible about this tunnel is the construction process. Engineers used 1,300 tons of explosives and removed 660,000 cubic meters of solid rock to create this underwater passage. The tunnel connects the island of Hareidlandet with the mainland, eliminating the need for ferry services. Drivers experience this surreal descent into the depths of the earth, surrounded by the immense pressure of the Norwegian Sea above. 5. Øresund Tunnel, Denmark, Sweden. At number 5, we have the remarkable Øresund Tunnel, part of the larger Øresund Bridge Tunnel complex connecting Copenhagen, Denmark, with Malmö, Sweden. This 2.5-mile underwater passage opened in 2000 and represents one of Europe's most ambitious international infrastructure projects. The tunnel was constructed using 5 massive prefabricated concrete segments, each weighing 55,000 tons, that were floated into position and sunk into a pre-dredged channel on the seabed. What's mind-blowing is that this tunnel carries both railway and highway traffic on separate levels, handling over 60,000 vehicles and 170 trains daily. The engineering precision required to create a dual-level underwater passage connecting 2 countries is absolutely staggering. 4. Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, Virginia, USA. Number 4 brings us to one of America's most spectacular engineering achievements, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. This 17.6-mile marvel combines 12 miles of bridge with 2 one-mile underwater tunnels.
And the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel can be a beautiful but treacherous drive, especially for truckers,
creating what many consider one of the 7 engineering wonders of the modern world. The tunnel sections dive beneath the main shipping channels of Chesapeake Bay, allowing massive cargo ships and naval vessels to pass overhead while maintaining continuous highway traffic below. What's absolutely incredible is that this structure has been connecting Virginia's mainland with the Delmarva Peninsula since 1964, handling millions of vehicles annually while withstanding the harsh marine environment of the Atlantic Ocean. 3. Seikan Tunnel, Japan. Coming in at number 3 is Japan's legendary Seikan Tunnel, the world's longest undersea railway tunnel by overall length. This 33.5-mile engineering marvel connects Japan's main island of Honshu with Hokkaido, with 14.3 miles running beneath the treacherous waters of the Tsugaru Strait.
There's a tunnel that connects Honshu with Hokkaido. It's called the Seikan Tunnel.
Construction began in 1964 and took an incredible 24 years to complete, finally opening in 1988. What makes this tunnel absolutely extraordinary is that it reaches depths of 790 feet below sea level and requires workers to overcome immense geological challenges, including underground springs and unstable rock formations. The tunnel handles high-speed Shinkansen bullet trains, traveling at speeds up to 160 miles per hour, creating this surreal experience of racing beneath the ocean at incredible velocities. The engineering challenges were so extreme that 5 workers lost their lives during construction, and the project cost over $7 billion in today's money. Yet the result is a transportation marvel that has revolutionized travel between Japan's major islands, eliminating the dangerous ferry crossings that once claimed hundreds of lives during storms. 2. Channel Tunnel, Channel, England, France. At number 2, we have the world-famous Channel Tunnel, affectionately known as the Channel. This 31.4-mile marvel is the longest undersea tunnel in the world, with 23.5 miles running beneath the English Channel. When it opened in 1994, it represented the culmination of over 200 years of dreams and to connect Britain and continental Europe. What's absolutely mind-blowing about the Channel Tunnel is that it's actually 3 separate tunnels, 2 railway tunnels and 1 service tunnel running in between for safety and maintenance access.
Straight down here and into the service tunnel for the Channel Tunnel, which provides us with an access for maintenance and most particularly for safety.
The engineering precision required to bore these tunnels from both England and France and meet perfectly in the middle, 130 feet beneath the seabed, is simply staggering. The tunnel handles Eurostar passenger trains, Le Shuttle vehicle carriers, and freight services, moving over 10 million passengers and 1.6 million vehicles annually. Travel time between London and Paris was reduced from 75 to 90 minutes by ferry to just 21 minutes on the Eurostar. The Channel Tunnel connects 2 continents and changed European travel forever. 1. Rogfast Tunnel, Norway, under construction. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the number 1 spot goes to Norway's incredible Rogfast Tunnel, currently under construction and set to become the world's longest and deepest undersea road tunnel when it opens in 2033. This absolutely mind-blowing project will stretch 16.9 miles beneath the North Sea, reaching an unprecedented depth of 1,286 feet below sea level. To put that in perspective, that's deeper than the Empire State Building is tall. The tunnel will cost Norway's government a staggering $46 billion to build. What makes Rogfast truly extraordinary is its ambitious scope. The tunnel will feature 2 lanes of traffic in each direction and include underwater roundabouts built 260 meters below sea level. Imagine driving through a roundabout while knowing you're surrounded by millions of tons of seawater hundreds of feet above your head. The construction challenges are absolutely unprecedented. Engineers are using the world's largest tunnel boring machines, each the length of 2 football fields, to carve through solid rock beneath one of the world's most challenging marine environments. The machines must maintain perfect stability while operating under pressure equivalent to being 400 feet underwater. But here's what makes Rogfast truly revolutionary. It will transform transportation in Western Norway, cutting a 21-hour journey involving multiple ferries down to just 1 hour of driving. The tunnel will eliminate 8 ferry connections and create a continuous highway link between communities that have been separated by fjords for centuries. The engineering innovations required for Rogfast are pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The tunnel will feature advanced ventilation systems, emergency evacuation procedures, and monitoring technology that will make it one of the safest underwater passages ever built. Norway is essentially creating an underwater superhighway that will serve as a model for future subsea infrastructure projects worldwide. The future of underwater engineering. As we've journeyed through these 15 incredible ocean tunnels, one thing becomes crystal clear. Human ingenuity knows no bounds when it comes to conquering the challenges of underwater construction. From the pioneering Thames Tunnel of 1843 to the futuristic Rogfast project, each of these engineering marvels represents a quantum leap in our to master the underwater environment. But what's truly fascinating is how tunnel construction technology continues to evolve. Modern underwater tunnels use advanced techniques like immersed tube construction, where massive prefabricated sections are built on land, floated to their destination, and carefully sunk into position. This method allows for faster construction, better quality control, and reduced environmental impact compared to traditional boring methods. The safety innovations in modern tunnels are equally impressive. Today's underwater passages feature sophisticated ventilation systems that can completely change the air every few minutes, emergency evacuation routes, advanced fire suppression systems, and real-time monitoring of everything from structural integrity to air quality. What's even more exciting is the environmental consideration in modern tunnel design. Engineers now focus on minimizing disruption to marine ecosystems, using construction methods that reduce sediment disturbance, and incorporating wildlife protection measures. The Øresund Tunnel, for example, was designed to maintain water flow patterns and preserve the Baltic Sea's unique marine environment. Looking ahead, we're seeing proposals for even more ambitious underwater tunnel projects. There are discussions about tunnel connections across the Bering Strait, underwater highways beneath the Mediterranean, and even sub-sea tunnels connecting islands in the Pacific. The technology exists. It's just a matter of engineering vision and economic feasibility. These tunnels represent more than just transportation infrastructure. They're symbols of human determination to connect communities, overcome geographical barriers, and push the boundaries of what's possible beneath the waves. The disasters and near misses that changed tunnel safety forever. Ocean tunnels may stand today as marvels of modern engineering, but their history is marked by disasters that reshaped how we build and protect them. The earliest and most dramatic example came in 1828 with the Thames Tunnel, where flooding nearly killed Mark and Isambard Brunel and claimed 6 workers' lives. Instead of abandoning the project, the Brunels created the tunneling shield, a groundbreaking invention that became the blueprint for all modern tunnel construction. Tragedies didn't end there. In 1999, the Mont Blanc tunnel fire burned for more than 2 days, killing 39 people and reaching temperatures above 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. The catastrophe revolutionized tunnel safety worldwide, leading to stricter protocols, escape tunnels, and advanced fire suppression systems. Even the Channel Tunnel faced its own crisis in 1996, when a blaze forced passengers to evacuate through a service tunnel deep beneath the sea, underscoring the importance of redundant safety routes. Even near misses have played a vital role in shaping safety standards. During the Tokyo Bay Aqualine project, unexpected underground springs nearly caused a catastrophic flood, only prevented by emergency engineering measures. These hard-earned lessons mean that today's ocean tunnels are equipped with cutting-edge safety features, from escape routes to real-time monitoring, making them not only feats of engineering, but also some of the safest infrastructures in the world. The human stories behind the engineering. Ocean tunnels are not just feats of engineering. They are stories of human endurance, precision, and sacrifice. The Seikan Tunnel in Japan alone took 24 years to complete, with some engineers dedicating their entire careers without living to see the final result. The Channel Tunnel demanded the coordination of over 13,000 workers, excavating from both England and France with such precision that when the two sides finally met, they were off by mere centimeters. These projects highlight how human ingenuity can achieve what once seemed impossible beneath the ocean floor. Beyond the engineering marvels, these tunnels have transformed lives and reshaped communities. Remote islands once isolated by treacherous ferry rides now enjoy safe, year-round connections to the mainland, opening access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Norwegian workers, seasoned in the extreme conditions of fjord country construction, have shared their expertise worldwide, advancing tunnel technology across continents. At the same time, each project must navigate enormous environmental challenges, balancing human progress with marine preservation. Remarkably, many of these projects span generations, with families passing down the tradition of tunnel building, a legacy that continues to shape both landscapes and lives. From the pioneering Thames Tunnel to Norway's groundbreaking Rogfast project, these 15 ocean tunnels showcase humanity's determination to conquer natural barriers and connect the world in ways once thought impossible. More than feats of engineering, they serve as vital lifelines for communities, engines of global trade, and symbols of international cooperation. With each new project, technology advances further, extending depth, length, and complexity while integrating state-of-the-art safety and environmental protections, ensuring these marvels will shape generations to come. Which of these incredible ocean tunnels surprised you the most? And do you think we'll see even more ambitious underwater mega projects in the future?